Hello, my cabbages. It's time for the ep33. You might see lines here. You might be wondering why there's lines. I'm just gonna get into it. The reading's not falling apart. It's just dividing into three, basically meaning that well, we have different teams. They're technically the same team, but kind of Roman style, where it's like, well, it's same team, different like ruler kind of thing. So it's still like, they're still the Mexican Empire, but it's like west, east, and central and stuff. Like, yeah, we got, north. It's like north, south, central. I don't know. It's hard, but we're just gonna do gray, light gray, and dark gray are basically what we're gonna do. I already gave them capitals because, I prepared what this was pre-planned. Never. Yeah, so we got, a capital over here for this gray team, which I realize I also have. Nope. And over here for this gray team. Yeah, I'll just leave that for now. And capital over here for this gray team. So basically, orange team, reddish orange team. So they basically split back apart after the unified. Gray team's the smallest out of all of them, but the strongest out of all of them because it's definitely the most population. Yeah, definitely. Because we look at the population map, which is not that filled in here. Most population. And that's filled down. I need to work on that. But yeah, it's a good theme. Yeah, it's kind of, so they're still the same nation, but the economic downturn, like, basically, I think what's happening is we have like 100 years where technology goes down by like 50 years, and then the next 100 years it goes back up by 50 years. So like 200 years technology just doesn't progress, because I want to solve this out, and also that's kind of what's happening. And basically the gray team, this is like maybe 30 years in or so, and technology was actually starting to rise again. The fall of the gray team, basically, like, technology, let's just say, I said like 1700, I think it's actually more like, let's just say like 1450s technology is where it started, and then it went down to like 1420s, like 20 years later, and then back 10 years after that, and 30 years later it's actually doing good, and it's like 1440, increased by 20 years. But then after the gray team fell, it quickly went down. In 20 years, it went down all the way to like 1400, like 1400s, and yeah, so not good for them. I got the 1400s team, but yeah, all the way down the 1400s. So basically they're not quite yet to the 1400s technology scale, because it's still only like would have to say the time of the yeah, it's not that time yet, but still, it's their technology is falling because the gray team's kind of fracturing, and they're kind of, big important country, who would have thought, who would have thunk, big important country. So yeah, it's not helping the technological downturn happening. Yeah, not helping the technological downturn. I still have the 3 teams we got here. Yeah, and also the black team's also kind of suffering because, well, they're big reliant on the gray team because they were like friends. And they're not falling apart yet. This is like, like Rome. They have there's 3 rulers, a triarchy. We got the main ruler, head honcho, probably oldest brother, probably second oldest brother, and probably third oldest brother over here. So yeah. Yeah, gray team is looking no bueno, as they say. No bueno, bueno, bueno. oh yeah, the Indigo team capturing those teams. But yeah, Black team's trying to basically really just diversify, because, well, it's kind of hard with you know, Gray team. And honestly, like, their colony has been, like, with the Gray team being faltering, it's been on decline also. And well, some of these interior regions that are harder to control decide, you know what, nah, I'd rather do something else and kind of do, well, their own thing, and decide to rebel. Do their own thing, decide to rebel, because their colony was actually really big. So yeah, bad for them. I'm gonna make their capital this one because it's their only major city. But so at least not their whole colony rebelled, and then they're like, you know what, we can still keep on fighting for more. So it's like an organized thing with like local leaders to kind of overthrow the government while they're weaker, because they know about this. They start going like and the Black team's like, oh, because the Black team I mean, they're still on that World War I high, because, well, Black team's actually, you know, good team. Yeah, so they're like, no, you don't. And kind of goes like, you know, have you forgotten who we are? And really, honestly, it's impressive. The Black team went from like super strong on self-reliant to super reliant on the Gray team, and honestly, they're kind of diversifying their economy now to help, like, you know, be more independent from the Gray team. What happened with World War One? They were definitely, you know, showing promise and actually doing good. They kind of do a big push in here, and they realize, ooh, and they're trying to like push back a bit. And what happens is basically, like the Black team pushes in even further into like these areas, and usually this would mean they would surrender. But basically, what happens is, because they're still like rebellious, although they're losing, they still don't want to give up. They are stubborn, basically. And there's another pocket of rebellion over here. And the Black team colony wasn't even that bad, but they kind of split them off, which like really hurts this area, and they managed to basically encircle them and take them off. Black team's like, you know, fine, we'll let you live. And then basically, you know, have a convention, draw the border, and say, keep that, we take this. So yeah, big Black team colony rebellion. So the only 3 colonies left are the Black team. Oh wait, no, 4 colonies. Black team colony, the Green team colony. Which honestly, the Green team hasn't really done much with this. I don't know what their secret sauce has been. I haven't really talked about the Green team in a while, to be honest. Black team, Green team, Orange team, and Indigo team. So colonies are falling off, really because they don't really have the, well, other than here, they don't really have the might to kind of defend their colonies, because all those like this is kind of happening backwards. They discover the land, but they don't really become colonial. It's like, what if the British Empire happened after World War I kind of thing, because they just had a World War. Which I honestly more put on the title. It's probably more of Great War 3, if I were to name it, frankly. But World War 1 sounds way better. I mean, my videos did do pretty well, so sorry for the minor clickbait. It's more World War 3, but I'm gonna keep on calling it World War 1. That's what happened. But yeah, Gray team on the economic downturn. It's not looking good. And they're keeping afloat for now. But as these teams kind of slow, the other, parts of the empire slowly go more independent, English hard, more independent. They kind of, want more liberties and want to be, more freedom away from, like, the capital. Oh, is this area? This is technically the great country, but that's kind of funny if I keep it that way. Yeah, they're holding on to the empire. I could do one of those, boundary things showing that, but that would be too much time. Not worth it. So yeah, the purple team, the once great empire, keyword once great. Yeah, they're doing even worse off when they started, which they're really big when they started. They're still semi-big now, but yeah. This other kind of purple team over here that rebelled for them during the war, it decides, you know what, we want more land. We weren't given that much land from rebellion, so they basically go, like, take this city quickly, kind of blitz it, and start going down, like, some coastal areas and take this city, and they're kind of, like, caught off guard, like, oh, okay, we're going into war again now? So they're like, really? Just after we fought a world war? And technology's doing not good, so they take back that city. And it's really just poor man's war. None of the countries are really doing as well as they should be. Like, look at how small these gains are. Like, it's been like 2 months, and it's kind of like, not even still, it's really just kind of back and forth, like, dark pinkish team is, like, winning, but it's also just like, they should be going, like, faster. The purple team is a crippled empire, with bad bureaucracy, but I don't know. They take back the cities. Oh my. Purple team is like, no. It takes these ones back, and it's really just back and forth like this, where neither side can really get the advantage. Yeah. Be a very boring war, if not for... the green team was originally allies with them, but basically what happened is they put in a puppet government to basically say, no, you do not get with them, like, they're really bad, and just kind of propagandize the people. Yeah. But this new government basically, is like purple team, because they're kind of like, they basically put anti-purple team leaders on the throne, even though most of the population is pro-purple team, so they kind of get in there pretty quickly. But then the soldiers are really the real ones in charge, and they're like, why do we have these stinky rulers that want to hurt our ally that we had? And they're like, you know what? No. In fact, actually, we're gonna defect. So like 2/3 of their army basically just defects, because all of it was, like, in enemy lines, and they go like, nope, we take this back, and 1/3 of the army isn't as strong enough, and also the actual purple team army gets here and helps these, like, ragtag groups, of, like, that they're allies, and they're like, no, you don't get to just bully us around. And, these new monarchs are very unpopular, and they get assassinated. And, you know who they install on the throne? A pro-purple team monarch. And they're like, hey, let's just be like, yeah, like. But, the pro-purple team monarch gets assassinated after 6 months. They hold this boundary. They don't officially sign the peace treaty, but they kind of hold this boundary. By who? Well, the people that like the old government, because it's very unstable. And within the course of, like, maybe, within the course of, like, 8 months, 2 rulers have been assassinated. Which is not that bad, but, this new ruler is anti-purple team, and they're like, why are they still invading us? And just kind of go like, no. Try and kind of form a spearhead, which goes pretty well at first because they got, advantage of surprise. But, yeah, they make loyal soldiers because a lot of people have defected. But then the purple team is like, no, you don't get to do that. Meanwhile, over here though, update, because they've been distracted a bit, they had to go in, take this important city, and defend this city, creep down the coast a bit, because not much is really stopping them. Yeah. And the purple team continues to push inwards at surprisingly quick speed. Almost like they're getting funded from somewhere. But who would like the purple team to fund them? Well, that's, I don't know. But I basically kind of, force their way in there. And this new ruler is assassinated, and almost like clockwork, a new pro-purple team leader gets added. I wonder who was trying to do that. But almost like clockwork again, within 2 weeks, this new ruler gets assassinated and replaced with a anti-purple team leader. Damn. Yeah. So basically, both sides keep on assassinating the leaders, and putting like the opposite leader on the throne that was on the throne that will support them, because they have like, the government is extremely corrupt right now, and not even corrupt in one way, they're corrupt in both directions somehow. And this incompetence, with the fact of a lot of their people are rebelling, especially now that their government is failing them, it means that, well, they're not really doing that well. The green team does kind of manage to push back and, kind of hold their mini spearhead here, but that's about as much as they can do. Because, well, they're not doing well. And the rest of the world kind of sees this and is like, didn't we just defeat them in World War I? How are they winning against another nation? And also, didn't they unify with this nation last time? Why are they having beef? Also, do we want this? Because that will make them more powerful, because even though purple team is a lot bigger than the green team, I would say, actually, I think they're maybe about equal in population. Maybe the green team is actually a bit more, because, well, purple team does not have many people here. And they're just kind of moving forward at a rapid pace, and do lay in the circle strategy, and then circle this army, which usually works, but surprisingly doesn't, because there's actually still a big army presence here, and they managed to kind of stand in this area, and they're kind of scared, and they realize, okay, just please just spare us. You can take whatever you want, but just please spare us and don't continue to attack us. So they basically get them to take this area, and they also and technically they're like, well, we technically took this area, so they allow them to actually keep this area, which is kind of surprising, but not really, because they know they're gonna rebel. They're not gonna stay there. So the more land they get to have, the better, they're gonna feel about it. So it's more of a pity prize. That's not actually going to do anything than any increments of faith. But anyways, while all that was happening, we have, them creeping down the coast, creeping inland. They've just been slowly moving, team being distracted all this time, and they kind of just go, when they see the war's finished, they pull a fast one and say, we get this? And they're like, we won the war, so we get to decide what the peace treaty looks like. And they're kind of semi-pissed that they lost 2 major cities, but they're like, not much they can really do about it instead of going to another war. And these powers are kind of looking at them and telling them, hey, stop that. Don't keep fighting. So, yeah. So not only is it's kind of funny, because the gray team won the last war, and now they're failing, and the purple team lost the last war, but now they're actually kind of succeeding more. semi succeeding more. Yeah. So, Purple Team does what they do well and assassinates the ruler over here. Puts on a pro Purple Team ruler and says, by our own whims, we want to join the Purple Team because this was obviously not a puppet. So they basically control him as a puppet state now. And they're becoming even more concerned that this losing nation, is becoming rapidly more powerful. That's not what's supposed to happen. That's not on the script. On the script, in the script. So, yeah, they are scared about what is happening with these teams. Roles seem to be flipping somehow. Yeah. But that's probably all. Goodbye, my Campbell Zoo.